The Michigan Wildlife Council emphasizes the importance of conservation right here in Michigan, and today they partnered with Audubon Great Lakes to discuss the conservation of and the value of Michigan's bird species. Joining us on Studio 10 is Stephanie Bilkey, Conservation Science Manager at Audubon Great Lakes. So Stephanie, let's start with the basics. What is Michigan Birds, or MI Birds, and how did the program come to be?Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. So, yeah, we call it the My Birds program, or MI, or Michigan Birds, and it's a public engagement and outreach program that is part of a partnership with Audubon Great Lakes and Michigan Department of Natural Resources. And it came to be because we saw an opportunity to get more people engaged with birds and really targeting the populations of both birders and hunters and people that are new to birding, and getting them interested and involved in protecting public lands for the benefit of both birds and people.
And Stephanie, why is it important to create more understanding about the value of natural habitats that support these birds and other wildlife in Michigan?
It's important to protect our habitats for birds because a lot of bird species are declining, unfortunately, because we've lost a lot of important habitat. But also when we protect habitat for birds, we end up protecting habitat and the environment that we all need.
Now, since we're in the winter season, a lot of people may think that there aren't really a lot of birds around. A lot of people actually spending more time at home. What are some of the benefits of bird watching or birding during the winter season, Stephanie?
Well, I think one of the benefits of birding is, what actually some studies have come out saying that it increases our happiness. And I think just being in touch with nature and seeing birds outside, it boosts my happiness, and I know a lot of other people too. And you can just learn a lot about nature and other wildlife around you when you start focusing on birds.
What species should we be looking out for right now in the birds in Michigan?
Well, if you're paying attention to the birds active in your backyard or in your neighborhood, you may see a lot of resident birds that's what we call them if they're here year round. And so that may be chickadees, cardinals, nuthatches, house sparrows, mourning doves. And those are just a few of the birds that we can see year round. And we also have some winter visitors that are only here during the winter and come from further north in Canada where they breed. So that would be like the dark-eyed junco, or, we call them snowbirds sometimes. We also see an increase in what we call winter finches that are usually further north as well that come to visit us. So that would be like crossbills, and we've been seeing more evening grosbeaks, and we also see an increase in waterfowl, different species of ducks, swans, and geese that visit in the winter.
Are there certain areas, Stephanie, in Michigan where birds can be spotted more easily during the winter months?
Actually, anywhere, if you find a woodlot near you or an open agricultural area, open water, those are all great places to find birds. And one of my favorite things about birding is that you can find birds absolutely anywhere. There are a few, favorite places in Michigan that people like to find birds, and some of those places would be Fenner Nature Center and Rose Lake State Wildlife Area.
All right, very good. Well, Stephanie, if someone wanted to get into birding, is there a particular tool or resource that they need to get started?
Yeah, to get started birding, definitely recommend a pair of binoculars. That'll help you see birds, get a much closer look at them, and then definitely pick up a field guide, either a book or an app. And the Audubon Field Guide app is actually free to download.
All right, so that's a great online resource where they can find out more. Are there any other websites or online resources that people can use to learn more about getting started in birding?
Yeah, I definitely recommend to get started with birding if you want to visit our My Birds website or follow us on social media. So that would be gl.audubon.org/mybirds. And again, that's MI Birds.
All right, very good. Well, Stephanie, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. We learned a lot more about birding here in Michigan, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.